I'm Virginia McGathey here on the floor at the CME Group reporting on the livestock market today. Cattle was a little bit of a mixed bag. The futures remained somewhat strong and on the strength of that cash market. So it was really holding its own even though we started to sell off a little bit. There is the worries of that sluggish wholesale market and that the fact that the holiday purchases have already been covered. Where is the market going to go? But feeders were on the rise and the meat packers, were raising their bids for that physical cattle. So there's a little bit of optimism in the market. And I think that's why we're seeing the market trade on both sides of the, of unchanged from yesterday. The margins were a bit more narrow, and that really offers just somewhat optimism as we're moving into the end of the year. Overall, though, the market looks relatively strong and off its lows from last week. We really had that somewhat of a sell-off, but so the cattle and the feeders are kind of bouncing around a little bit and maybe creating somewhat of a channel, but that shows that the market has some strength or maybe found some equilibrium right here in this area. Hogs today had a really big range, just like they did on Thursday, so it tells me that there's a lot more participation in the market. Everyone's trying to figure out which way this market's going to go. It started the week really strong and then immediately triggered the selling, and the sell-off came in. So there has been some long liquidations, and of course we expect to see that as we get closer to the end of the year. That happened today, pushing the market a little bit lower, but there has been some uncertainty about which way this market's going to go. We are moving into the holidays. We know that there has been some purchases there, but if we start to get a little bit more, perhaps maybe some action in the export market, if we can get a little bit easing of the US dollar index, we can see some strength on the livestock and on the hogs overall, so that could definitely help the entire complex. That's all from the floor at the CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Virginia McGathey.